Good evening, dear students. Welcome back to Ecal Academy and welcome to today's accountancy session. Today we will be discussing on partnership firm basic concepts or fundamentals of partnership firm. Let me to recapitulate the theory very fast. Then let's start the topic. Today we will be covering two topics, that is interest on capital and interest on drawings. Beyond that, if time lets, we will do the goodwill also. So you can see that the meaning of the interest on capital, that always interest on capital is an expense to the firm. But we have to think about, while we discuss about interest on capital, we have to think about firm and partner. Interest on capital, who will pay the interest? Interest will be paid by the partner. To whom? To the firm. So is it like that? No. Firm and partners are investing in the firm. Partners are investing in the firm. So firm will be giving interest on capital to partners. I'm taking a shortcut IOC. Interest on capital to the partners, the firm will be giving. Now, let's see that. So according to business entity concept, the proprietor is having separate entity from his all business and partner or business and proprietor. They both are having a separate entity. They both are having a separate existence. Entity means here existence. So the business pays interest to the proprietor on his or capital contribution. Interest on capital is a gain to the proprietor. Yes, definitely partner will get it. For them, it is a gain. But for the firm, what is this? That is a loss. So again, I'm telling you, you have to be very much clear about that. Interest on capital, who will give firm? So interest on capital is an expense to whom? It is an expense to the firm. And it is an income to the partner. You should understand first that. Now, whereas it is the loss for the business or expense, as it is to be provided out of profit, always the interest will be given from the profit itself. So it is to be provided to partners only if it is mentioned in the deed. We know that partnership deed, it is a written agreement or an oral agreement made in between the partners regarding the working of the firm. If it is made written, it will be more legally valid. If it is oral, legally, it will be invalid. There is no validity for oral contract. So it will be always mentioned what will be the rate of interest in the partnership deed. If it is mentioned in the deed, then only partner will be getting the interest on capital. It is always to be calculated on the opening capital, never on closing capital. Because opening capital throughout the year, we will be using our opening capital only. It is an appropriation of profit. From where we are giving? From the profit appropriation. Whatever the net profit they make, first they will make the gross profit, then net profit. From the net profit only, they will be distributing all the expenses related to partners. So that is why the word is used as it is an appropriation of profit. Therefore, appropriation means what is from the profit. So if there is a profit, then only you will pay the interest. Okay. That is why it is written again. If there is a sufficient profit, then only the partners will be getting interest on capital. It is justified when the partners contribute unequal amount of capital, but share profits equally when contributes equal amount of capital. But profit sharing is different. What is the meaning of this? It is when the partners contribute unequal amount of capital and they share the profit equally when contribute equal amount of capital, but profit share. So that time all it should be justified. Suppose three partners are there, A, B, C. A is giving 2 lakh investing, B is investing 3 lakh, C is investing 1 lakh. So there is an uneven or unequal amount of capital by. That time also it should be justifying. You keep a particular percentage. 6% A will get on 6% on 2 lakh, B will get 6% on 3 lakh, and C will get. So there is a justification. It should be always justified. If even though they are bringing equal amount of capital and profit sharing ratio is different, suppose equal amount of capital means all are bringing 1 lakh, 1 lakh. And there is a profit sharing ratio is different. That is 3:2:1. That time also they cannot get the interest on dividend on the basis of profit sharing ratio. It should be justified. When only it will be justified, always keep a rate, particular rate on interest on capital. Okay. Now, children, somewhere the opening capital may not be given in the question. Then how will you find out the opening capital? This already you have learned from the class 11 only. I will go back to class 11. You can see that there will be opening capital. From opening capital, what will you add? You will add net profit. अगर net loss है तो आप क्या करेंगे? उसको subtract करेंगे. If any additional capital is there, what will you add there? You will add additional capital, okay? Any additional capital you will add. Then if any interest on capital is given, you will add that also, interest on capital, okay? Now the drawings and interest on drawings. These two what will you do? ये दोनों लेने से, drawings करने से, withdrawal की वजह से या interest on withdrawal की वजह से what will happen? Your capital will be decreasing. And ultimately what will you get? You will be getting closing capital. Here I'm writing, I hope you can see this. So now what is to be done? Opening capital may say we are having a long route to closing capital. But we know that interest on capital should be calculated always on the opening capital only. Now from the closing capital, you need to go to opening capital. So what will you do? You will take a reverse on everywhere. Drawings आप क्या कर रहे थे? You were subtracting interest on drawing. ये दोनों को add करो. Interest on capital, additional capital. Here I made a mistake, that is net loss है तो what will you do? Subtract. So subtraction, what will you do now? You will add that. Net profit, what will you do? Net profit you will subtract. From where you will go? Closing capital will be given in the question. You want to go to the opening capital. To go back to the opening capital, just to do the reverse of whatever we are doing with the opening capital to closing capital. Done? Let's see here. Normally all the items will not be giving in the question. Net profit देगा तो net loss तो होगा नहीं. जरूरी नहीं additional capital तो interest on capital देना. It is not necessary drawings होना. Sorry, interest on drawings or drawings anything. Whatever is given. Let's see that capital at the end is given here. What will you add? Drawings. Additional capital है तो उसको क्या करेंगे? Minus. If your profit is there, what will you do? Subtraction. अगर loss है तो what will you do? You will add that. This what will you get? Opening capital. I hope this is clear to you. Just a recapitulation we are doing. First, we have done about interest on capital. Again, there are various cases. Legal provision regarding interest on capital. As per the Partnership Act 1932, there are provisions. Provisions in Partnership Act. So these provisions in partnership, what we can do? There are various rules. Case 1 or condition 1. Let's see that. The case 1 or condition 1 is what? They are saying that when there is no partnership deed, अगर partnership deed नहीं होगा तो what is to be done? No partner is allowed to get interest. No interest on capital will be allowed. No IOC. Okay, IOC will not be given. I hope you are clear. If indeed there is nothing mentioned about a partner's interest on capital, you will not charge any interest on capital. Partners can get. Condition 2. When partnership deed allows, indeed they are mentioning capital के ऊपर interest देना है. That means interest on capital to be charged. It is to be treated as an appropriation of profit. Then you have to treat it as an appropriation. You will make the payment of interest on capital from where? From the profit only. That is called as appropriation of profit. Okay. And there we have to discuss, children, 3 cases. Which are the 3 different cases? Let's see. In case loss. Agar profit hoga to you will pay. Then there is loss. No interest will be enough. So interest on capital will not be given. Will not be able to give only. Loss hai to kahan se de denge? Now, in case profit is greater than interest on capital. Suppose 2 partners, let's take AB. Their interest on capital is 1,000 each. So, dono ka mila ke what is the total interest on capital? That is 2,000. Firm made a profit of how much? Firm made a profit of 5,000 rupees. So, we know that 5,000 is profit is greater than our interest on capital. Then definitely from our profit, we can appropriation. We can appropriate the profit. We can give the interest on capital from our profit. Appropriation of profit is possible. Okay. So if the profit is greater than interest on capital will be allowed. Now, in case profit is less than, reverse. Our interest on capital is 2,000. We made simply a profit of 500 rupees. Our profit is less than interest on capital. Then how we will be giving? we will be giving the interest in the profit sharing ratio. You can see here, interest on capital will be allowed in proportion to profit in the ratio of amount of interest on capital. So our profit is only 500. How we will distribute the profit? This profit will be distributed in the ratio of interest on capital, that is 1:1. We are going to do all this in the practical session. Let's see that how it is. Let's see that how it will be going on. So these three cases, I hope you are clear with this. So first one is that in case of loss, if there is a loss, you will not be able to pay any interest on capital. Second, if you are having profit greater than interest on capital, definitely you can have an appropriation of profit. Appropriation of profit is possible. Now, if the profit is less than IOC, that means your profit is less 500 and your interest on capital is 2000. How will you be giving? This 500 only you can give. In which ratio? In interest on capital ratio, not in the profit sharing ratio. Okay. Amount of in the ratio. It is clearly mentioned in the ratio of amount of interest on capital. I hope you are clear with this. Now, so we discussed the first one when there is no partnership deed. Number two, the deed allows interest on capital, all the three cases. Now the last case, the key condition 3. When interest on capital is treated as a charge, what do you mean by charge? We normally call it as charge against profit. That means interest on capital will not be given from the profit. Whether the firm will make a profit or whether the firm will make a loss. In both the case, firm will have to pay interest on capital. Whether that when it will be given in the question that interest on capital is a charge against the profit, or it will simply be giving us charge. What does it mean? Agar firm profit banao ya loss banao. Whether the firm is in a profit condition or whether it's in a loss situation, both the case they have to pay the interest on loan. That means before calculating net profit, you have to pay the, even though there is a loss, you have to pay interest on capital. Here you can see that treatment. Full interest on capital will be allowed to partners irrespective of the amount of profit. Chahe profit more, less, no profit. Every situation, partners should get interest on capital. Children, I hope you are clear with this. That's about interest on capital theory portion. Now moving ahead, I will open another file. There you will be getting little bit more ideas about. Here you can see on my screen. I hope the screen is shared. Here you can see interest on capital, first one. Okay. So let's see that when nothing is specified in the partnership deed. Again, whatever I taught, it's a briefing again. Nothing is specified in the deed. No interest will be given to the partners. Now, again, you can see partnership deed provides for interest on capital, but silent about its treatment as appropriation ke charge. Nothing is mentioned. It may bola hai ki you have to pay the interest on capital. Then nothing is mentioned until and unless in the question the word charge is not mentioned. Until and unless in the question the word charge is not mentioned. What will you do? You will always charge the depreciation, charge the interest on capital from where? From the profit. You have to give the interest on capital from the profit. So it is written below, treat it as appropriation from the profit. It is given in the deed, nothing is mentioned, the word charge is not there, so always treat it as an appropriation. Now, what do you mean by appropriation? We discussed all the three cases. In case of loss, what will you do? No interest will be given. In case of profit, what will you do? Interest is allowed at an agreed rate. In case of insufficient profit, profit हमारे पास कम है. More है तो you can give. Sufficient है तो you will be, interest is allowed as per the appropriation ratio. What do you mean by appropriation ratio? Here appropriation ratio means ratio of interest on capital. That's all. Here in this case, I am taking only the item interest on capital. That is why I am taking interest on capital ratio. When salary is there, interest on capital is there, we add salary of the partner, interest on capital of the partner, then the total will be taken as an appropriation ratio. We will discuss that more into practical session. So here I am treating only one item as an expense, that is interest on capital. Agar interest on capital salary dono dega, तो you will take the total of both item and that ratio will be treated as an appropriation ratio. Children, continuing with interest on partners capital, see that we are moving ahead. Interest on partners, nothing is specified, no interest is allowed, whatever I discussed. Okay, second case also we discussed everything. Coming into third case, partnership deed provides for interest on capital as a charge. We already discussed what do you mean by charge. Charge means even though there is a loss, we have to give interest on capital to our partners. हमारी partners को interest on capital देना पड़ेंगे. I hope you are able to understand whatever we discuss. Then you will treat it as a charge. Treat it as a charge means before finding the net profit only you have to calculate interest on capital. In all these cases, whenever there is coming back to these notes again, whenever there is an appropriation है तो the interest on capital will be debited to. Appropriation का case में what will you do? It will be debited to P&L appropriation account. It will be debited to P&L appropriation account. I'll write it a little bit here. Debited to P&L appropriation account. If there is a, it is a charge. अगर ये चार्ज होगा तो क्या करेंगे? If it is a charge, you will be debiting to P&L account, not appropriation, only profit and loss account. Appropriation is made for the treatment related to partners. Here it is a charge, so directly before finding the interest on net profit, you will be debiting this to profit and loss account. I hope you are able to understand. Okay, let's proceed. There are few questions. See that. State whether the following statement is true or false. In the absence of deed, let me change the ink. In the absence of deed, okay, interest on capital is allowed. What should be the answer? True or false? You can answer your own and cross check. We all know that the answer is what? It is false. No, it is false only. So you can see that. State whether the following statement, again true or false. Interest on capital is to be allowed even in case of loss. It is to be treated as a charge. Interest on capital is to be allowed even in case of loss if it is treated as a charge. Agar it is considered as a charge means expense. In short, you will understand charge means expense. If it is treated as an expense to the firm, in case of loss also you will be giving or you will be crediting interest on capital. Is it true or false? It is what? True. It is true only. So now again, when partnership deed provides for interest on capital, but is silent about the treatment, it is given that deed provides interest on capital, but it is not mentioned whether it is to be considered as a charge or appropriation. डीड में दिया है, आपको नहीं बोला है कि इवन लॉस में देना है या इवन प्रॉफिट होगा तो ये देना है. Then how it is to be considered? It is to be considered as that when there is a profit, then only you are supposed to. So which word we will be using? Appropriation, right? So you can see the answer appropriation, right? Now, again, calculation of interest on partners' capital. Calculation of interest on partners' capital, how it will be treated. If the opening balance is given, in between additional capital they will bring. You can see the question. Opening capital is in the beginning of the year or in the last of the previous year. Additional capital ka matlab hai ki the capital which is introduced during the year. So I hope you are clear with the additional capital meaning. So here you see if opening capital is given, you will be calculating interest for the whole year. But here you see additional capital means if the partner brings after 6 months the capital, then you will find out the interest on or you will charge interest on capital for only the remaining 6 months, the rest of the 6 months only. So we will be solving the questions on that also. Okay. We are moving into the assignment, and before that let us discuss a little bit more theory. So after that let us move into the practical session. So interest on capital, I hope you are clear. Now let me to explain interest on drawings. How will you treat interest on drawings? So this is our crash course. Let us continue with the same. The interest on drawings, how will you calculate or how will you find out? See that. Here the amount withdrawn by the partners for personal use is termed as drawings. Partner is withdrawing the amount from their personal use, from the amount from the business for their personal use. Whenever a partner, a businessman withdraw amount from the business or a particular amount from the business for their personal purpose, it is called as drawings. It is the amount which withdrawn against profit. It can be withdrawn from the profit also, and it can be withdrawn from the capital also. We are now discussing the amount which is withdrawn against profit. वो अपना profit बना दे 1 lakh rupees. Businessman is saying that चलो for my personal purpose from this 1 lakh I want to take 10,000 rupees. So that is called withdrawal from profit. Okay. Now, which is to be returned by the partner. So profit में से निकाला है. So they have to withdraw whatever they had withdrawn. They have to return to the firm with interest. Again, I am discussing there is a firm. The partners are A and B, and they made a profit. From the profit is 10,000. A had withdrawn 1,000 rupees from the firm, and this is known as drawings. And this is the profit. Profit में से इन्हें withdraw कर दिया है, so that he has to return this to the firm. How? Along with the interest. Interest rate will be decided by the firm as per their terms and conditions or policy. Interest on drawing is always who will pay? The partner will pay to the firm. So IOD. Interest on drawing is an income to whom? Income to the firm. But for the partner, it is what? Partner will pay to the firm. And for the partner, it is an expense. I hope you are able to understand. Again, I will discuss. Here I am ignoring the amount. You have to just see that the firm and partner relation. Okay. Here the firm and the partner. Okay, na? Now, interest on drawings. IOD. IOD, who will give? Partner will give. Who will receive? The firm will receive. So, firm के लिए क्या होगा? Income. Partner के लिए क्या होगा? It is an expense. Right? Now, interest on drawing is the amount of interest paid by the partner. Now, how they will be? It is an income for the firm. So, it is credited to P&L appropriation. Who is giving? Anything that comes from the partner is to be recorded in the P&L appropriation. Anything given to the partner will also to be recorded in the P&L appropriation. So, you know P&L appropriation, it is also a nominal account. It is an extension of profit and loss account. What do you mean by extension of profit and loss account? After preparing profit and loss account, you will be preparing P&L appropriation account, right? So it is a nominal account. Nominal account is all the expenses are debited and all the incomes are credited. All the incomes are credited, right? So interest on drawing will be credited in the P&L appropriation. P&L appropriation means profit and loss appropriation account, right? It is an expense to the partner. Hence, it is debited. It's a second effect. One account is P&L appropriation. Second effect is that because of the payment of interest on drawings, partners' capital account will be reduced. So you will be debiting to partners' capital account. You should know that capital is a benefit to the firm. Whenever there is an increase in the capital, it will be credited. But because of the payment of interest on drawing, partners' capital will be decreased. Whenever there is a decrease, what will you do? You have to debit partners' capital account. Interest on drawing is charged from the partners. It is mentioned on the partnership deed. Interest on drawing will be charged from the partners, will be recovered from the partners by the firm, and the rate should be mentioned in the deed. ये deed में बताना पड़ेंगे. So we are having a recapitulation of the basic concepts of partnership firm. Here we discussed the two cases. One is interest on capital and another is what is that? Interest on capital के बाद we discussed about the interest on drawings. I hope you are able to understand, students. Now let's move ahead. Various method of calculation of. So all the 4 types of interest on capital we discussed. Sorry. Yes. Interest on capital we discussed. If there is loss, it will not be charged. If it is given as an appropriation, then profit hoga, then only we will be profit less say, we will be taking the appropriation ratio. At Pilal, nothing is mentioned interest on capital ratio. If profit is more, nothing to worry. As usual, you can charge it and you can debit in the P&L appropriation account. And if it is clearly mentioned that it is a charge against profit, then whether the firm makes a profit or loss, whatever, the firm has to pay interest on capital and it should be debited to profit and loss account. The same way now interest on capital, the drawings. Whatever now I am teaching, that interest on drawing means will be withdrawn from the profit. If the partner is withdrawing from the profit, then partner has to pay interest on drawings to the firm. Hope you are able to understand. Now, children, listen. Method of calculating interest on drawings. There are various methods, and we are going to discuss all that method. Here, you need to get a well understanding. If you know or your understanding is good, then it is very easy for you. First one is when unequal amount of is withdrawn by the partner at a different date. Amount also different and the date also different. For example, I will tell you. Partner A and partner B. Partner A withdraws every month end on first every month end. That means 31st, 30th April or every month end, 31st May and the same way 30th June, end of every month he withdraws 2000 rupees. So the time is also fixed regular and amount also permanent. But what B does, B withdrawn 10th April go 3000 rupees. Then 5th May 5000 rupees, 5th May, then a 10-4, then 5-5. I will write like that, okay? So 10th April, then what is 5th May, then again June no withdrawal, then July 2nd again he had withdrawn, here 5000, here again he had withdrawn. There is irregular. Irregular means uneven withdrawal. So both are there. So when unequal amount and withdrawn at a different date. So this is of case of whom? B. A B ka case hai. There are two methods for calculating interest on drawings. Now we are discussing A and B, two partners. A will withdraw 2000 rupees fixed at the end of every month. B withdraws every month, he withdraws on a random amount, random date. Okay. So in this case, there are two methods for calculating interest on drawings. So which are the two methods? Let's see that the first method is what? Symbol method. And the second method is product method. So let's discuss one by one. I'm going to discuss the formula only. And while we solve the question, you will be able to understand in detail. Under this method, what is the formula? Symbol method. In a symbol method, means whatever the amount you had withdrawn, 3000 plus 5000 plus 1000. Total amount of withdrawing. So here in my question, I'm taking 3 plus 5, 8 plus 1, 9000. Interest on drawing given by the firm is, for example, 10%. Okay, 10%. So 9000 is the total drawings. Rate upon 100. 10% hoga, so what will you write? 10 upon 100. Number of months. So you will take how many months? So first here how to calculate. Here it will be not a proper method only. Okay, so whatever the number of months given, here after April, how many months will be there? Including April, there will be one, all the 12 months. So we are taking simply an average month we will be taking. So number of months will be given in the question, accordingly you will be taking. Here I will take 3 months. But never it will be a perfect method of calculation, okay? So 1st April, 1st May I had withdrawn. So how many months I have to take? Here on 10th April I had withdrawn. So I cannot take the month only. What will I do? I will have to take the days. Total 365 days may say. What I will do? 9 days of the April I will minus. So here I will take how much? So I will erase and I'll teach it again. So here I will be taking 365 minus 9. That is how much? 269 days upon 365 days. Then again May. May ke liye. So we will not take 9000. We will take April ka only 3000. Now for May, this is for April. Okay, I am discussing. Now for May, what will you take? 5000. 5000 multiplied by May how many days? 5 days. April ka bhi 35 days minus for a total 365 mein se. What will you get? 330 days. So you will write 10 upon 100 into 330 upon 365. So this will be, you will be calculating in this way for every withdrawal. This will be a tedious job. So to avoid that, so what we will do, we can have different other method also. I hope symbol method is clear. And again, I'm going to discuss this method again. Now, instead of day, I'm taking as an example of month. B had withdrawn on 1st April. 1st April को इसने withdraw कर दिया 5000 rupees. Then again he has withdrawn on 10th October. 1st October, not 10th October. He again had withdrawn 3000 rupees. Only 2 withdrawals. How the firm will calculate? 1st April ka firm will calculate in the month of April. How they will calculate? Total withdrawal is 5000 rupees. What is the rate of interest? 10%. For how many months? From 1st April to 31st March, 12 महीना, ठीक है ना? They will calculate interest, okay? For all 12 months, no in between. All 12 months के लिए calculate करना पड़ेंगे, okay? Now after that, for the month of October, 12/12 they have to take, ठीक है ना? पूरा 12 महीने के लिए they will be calculating 12/12. Then comes for the month of October. October के लिए how much? 3,000 withdraw किया. Interest is 10%. October 1st के बाद October, November, December, January, February, March. How many months will be there? October 6 months, 6/12. This way for the month. First we had taken for day. But this will also be when a businessman withdraw 20 times, different amount on different date and time, then it will be very tough for them to calculate. So we can have a second method. What is second method? Second method, it is given as product method. What do you mean by product method? See the children. Product method, when unequal amounts are withdrawn at unequal interval of time. Product method can also be used to calculate interest on drawings. Here what we will be doing, we will be considering this, just I will explain to you. A and B, two partners. Now see that A is everywhere, end of the month mein A withdraws 2,000 rupees. So A को हम छोड़ देते हैं, we will ignore A. Now B. B, what B is doing? 1st April को he had withdrawn, B ने withdraw कर दे 5,000 rupees. Then after that B had withdrawn after 3 months. 3 months means 1/7 को withdraw कर दिया. Then after, after 1 month, that means uneven time है ना. After 1 month again he had withdrawn. So here 3,000 rupees withdraw कर दिया, इधर 2,000 rupees withdraw कर दिया, ठीक है ना, different time पे. Now what will you do? You will be taking the date column, and after the date column what will you do? You will be taking the amount. This is, now I will remove this B from here for explaining the calculation, okay? Here you can write it as date column. ये आपका amount हो गया. Now you have to give a weightage. You will be giving a weightage also. Now, how many months are left? Remaining how many months? We are going into product method. Okay. So we have to find out the product. Product to find out, you will give month. For how many months you will be calculating the, or you will be charging the depreciation, interest on drawing. 1st April, remaining all rest of the 12 month. Here you had withdrawn on 1st July. 1st July, how many months will be there? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. How many months will be there, children? 9 months will be there. You are withdrawing on 1st October. So how many months will be there? October, September, November. Here you are with August. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. How many months? 8 months. Now you will take the product. Product means what? Amount multiplied by your month. So 12 into 5,000. That is how much? 60,000. Then coming into, you can see that interest on drawing. Again, 3,000 into 9, 27,000. 2,000 into 8, 16,000. You will take the total of this. So here it will come 3. Then what will come? So 7 plus 100 and 1,03,000 will come. And you will take the total product also. So what is the total month? Total month, it will be 12 plus 9 plus. So here we are not taking this. We will apply the formula. We are discussing when the partner withdraw uneven amount during uneven time. Withdrawal amount also uneven, time also uneven. Then you can see here that the partner will apply this formula. Where is the formula? See that. This is the formula. Total product into R/100 into 1/12. Our rate of interest on drawing is 10%, for example. How they will find out? We got that 1,03,000 as our total product, right? 1,03,000, right? Black 1,03,000. Now, children, how to find out interest on drawings? IOD is equal to interest on drawing is equal to your total product is 1,03,000. Then your rate is 10/100. Here you will not take number of months. You will take always an average month. Aapka average month is 1/12. You will have to solve this. Then you get interest on drawings. So when the partner withdraw, from where they withdraw the drawings? They withdraw from the profit. Then there are various methods of calculating interest on drawing. First, we are discussing about the uneven amount and uneven time. When they withdraw, the time there is no regularity. What type, how much they withdraw, there is no fixed amount withdrawal. There is an uneven amount of withdrawal. Could be 5,000, could be 3,000, whatever like that. Okay. Now, so the formula is to be applied as interest on drawings, total product into rate upon 100 into 1 by 12. Now see the children, very important for our entire syllabus. This is very important. Let's see that what is to be done here. When equal amount are withdrawn at a regular or equal interval of time, equal amount they will be withdrawing. That means every month they will be withdrawing 3,000. That may be in the beginning of the month or in the mid of the month or at the end of the month. They may be withdrawing a regular amount, equal interval of time. Regular or equal interval of time and equal amount also. So equal amount is important for us and equal or regular interval. Amount also fixed and the time also fixed. So I am giving an example here. We will not solve the question now. Now we will be solving the practicals. Okay. So just focus over here. Here you see that Mr. A, he withdraws every month beginning. Beginning, he withdraws 5,000 rupees from the firm. Every month, that time is fixed. Amount also 5,000 rupees. Clear. Then how will you be charging the interest on drawings? So the interest on drawing is equal to, what is the formula? You can see the formula. Total amount of drawings. मेरा example में क्या है? He has started from 1st April. तो पूरा 12 महीना he is withdrawing. So 5,000 into 12 होगा total drawings. Okay. Multiplied by rate. According to me, now you take 10% as rate. Okay. Average period upon 12. Now this average period, what is average period? We have to find out average period. How we will find out the average period? Again, focus here. In my example, Mr. A is withdrawing how much? He is withdrawing 5,000 rupees in the beginning of every month. So in my question, it is 1st April. 1st April, he is withdrawing. Then he withdraws 1st May, 1st everywhere. Okay. So we know that 1st April से लेके आपका जो फाइनेंशियल ईयर होता है 31st March. Okay. 31st March तक होता है. 1st April, 1st May, 1st June, like that all 12 months he will be withdrawing. Now, here in the formula, it is given average period. How will you find out average period? Average period ka formula also given just below that. I'll show you here. You can see that. I will highlight that. Average period is equal to number of months left after first drawing plus number of months left after last withdrawing upon 2. What do you mean by this? Children, focus again here on the right side. Here you can see that. Time left after first withdrawal. He is withdrawing on 1st April. ठीक है ना? 1st April के बाद कितना महीना बाकी है? April पूरा है. Then all rest all 11 month. So after 1st April, including क्योंकि April 1st में आपने withdraw कर दिया. You have to pay interest for April month also. So time left or month left after first withdrawal is 12 month. Now time left after last withdrawal. Every month का beginning में 1st April, 1st May, 1st June, 1st July, 1st August, goes on. Last में 1st March. 1st March से लेके 31st March तक how many months left? 1 month left. So upon 2. That means 13 upon 2. That means 6.5 is your average month. So here you will write 6.5 upon 12. This way you have to find out the average period. Average period का formula वापस देखो. Average period is equal to number of month left after first drawings upon number of month left after last drawing. I hope you are clear with whatever I am explaining. If you are not clear, just ask me. Number of month left after first drawing plus number of month left after last drawing upon 2. Now children, come back to the topic again. Here it is again mentioned. Monthly drawings hoga to. In the beginning hoga to how it will be. Monthly drawings. When equal amounts are withdrawn at the beginning of every month. Beginning at the what will you write? Already I had to find it out. 6.5. Now if they withdraw at the end of every month. End of every month mein to, what will be the average period? Average period, how will you find out? I will explain here. B is withdrawing. B is a partner. He is withdrawing at the end of every month. At the end of every month means आपका first month है April. April मतलब 30th April. And he withdraws 5,000 rupees every month end. Every month end, and it goes. Then it comes last में 31st March तक जाएगा. Yes or no? Every month का end में he withdraws. So how will you find out? देखो total withdrawal तो you all know 5,000 multiplied by 10. Sorry, 12. And the rate will be given in the question. ये भी आपको पता है. But now how to find out the average period? What is the formula for the average period? You can see here on the screen. Time left or number of months left after first withdrawal plus time left after last withdrawal. आपका फर्स्ट विड्रॉवल कब था 30th अप्रैल. अप्रैल को जाने दो, पूरा अप्रैल खत्म हो गया. हाउ मेनी मंथ्स आर लेफ्ट? सो एवरेज पीरियड इज इक्वल टू 11 मंथ लेफ्ट. नाउ योर लास्ट विड्रॉवल इज कब है? 31st मार्च. उसके बाद कुछ टाइम बाकी है? नो मंथ इज लेफ्ट. यू विल राइट as 0 upon 2. 11 upon 2 is what? 5.5. That is why here it is given 5.5. I hope you are able to understand whatever we are discussing. Interest on drawing, if we discuss, there are almost 13 different cases. But first two cases, simple method and product method, you are able to understand. Now see the children, we are discussing about the average period method. Average period method, when it will be applied as whenever there is an equal amount of withdrawal and the time also equal duration. Okay, the duration will be equal. Now the third one what is there? When the partner withdraws in the middle of every month, he will withdraw in the middle of every month. How they will calculate it? Middle of the every month means again my partner B. Okay, B withdraws on 15th April. Okay, every month 15th April, then 15th May, 15th June, like that. Last में 12th month होगा March. 15th March को वो withdraw करेंगे. Here 15th April को withdraw करेंगे. Now see the children, average period how to calculate. After 15 April, how many months is left in that particular month? Half of the month. पूरा 11 महीना आगे बाकी है. So इधर आधा महीना निकल चुका है, उसका इंटरेस्ट नहीं भरेंगे. Rest of the month 11.5 month. Now March 15 they are withdrawing. What is the remaining month? That is 0.5. So plus 0.5. Now dot upon 2. That is 12 upon 2. That is 6 months. I hope you are able to understand this. Whenever there is middle of every month, middle it is common. That is 6 months. Okay, on an average you are taking. Now the children, again you see that when equal amount are withdrawn in the beginning of every month for 9 months. Whatever I discussed, all these are annual withdrawal. Every month they are withdrawing. Here what they are saying, just given an example. Like that in your examination, it can be 4-month withdrawal, every 2-month withdrawal, every monthly. Whatever I discussed is monthly. There can be every monthly withdrawal हो सकते हैं, monthly का beginning end. Every bi-monthly, that is every 2 month में they will withdraw. So bi-monthly की जगह में I will write here, every 2 month में they can withdraw. 5 times they will withdraw. 6 times they withdraw in a year. After that, every 3 month. 3 month they, so how many times they withdraw? They withdraw 4 times. Then after that, what they can give? Any question you can expect. 6 month normally they give. Then or they will be giving 9 month. Okay. In between other numbers can also. But these are the most common wala. Okay. 3 month we will discuss in the quarterly withdrawal mein. 6 month we will discuss in the half yearly withdrawal mein. By month year you have to apply the formula only. Now here in the question mein dekho one example is given. That is actually an example only. They are given with a 9 month wala situation. Okay. Let's see that. They are withdrawing when equal amount are withdrawn in the beginning of every 9 month. In the beginning of every 9 month. Let's see how it is going to work. See that when equal amount. So first we are withdrawing on 1st April. Okay. Every month for 9 months. They are, so we are having, let's focus here. This will be useful to you also. There is April, May, then what comes? June, then what will come? July. Then what will come? August, September, October, November. Then comes December. Can check it that there are how many months? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now, new year will start. That is January, because our financial year from April to March, then February, then comes March. Okay. Here, this person is withdrawing in the beginning of every month for only 9 months. He is withdrawing only 9 months. That means ये 3 month में कोई withdrawal नहीं, इसको ignore करो. Done. So in the beginning of every month, he withdraws फर्स्ट में वो विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना. सो 1 अप्रैल को विड्रॉ करेंगे. सो टाइम लेफ्ट आफ्टर फर्स्ट विड्रॉवल, हाउ मच टाइम लेफ्ट आफ्टर फर्स्ट विड्रॉवल इज 9 मंथ, ठीक है ना. सो नाउ टाइम लेफ्ट आफ्टर लास्ट विड्रॉवल, बिगिनिंग है ना, दिसंबर के बाद पूरा दिसंबर का आप ले लो, 9 मंथ का ड्यूरेशन में विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं. सो हियर व्हाट इज लेफ्ट है 1 मंथ. सो व्हाट इज योर एवरेज टाइम पीरियड 9 + 1/2, that is 10/2, that is 5 month, ठीक है ना. Here I have taken a duration of 9 month only, not 12 month. That is the reason. I hope you are clear with this. Now children, we are moving ahead with the quarterly. Quarter means you know that 3 months. Yeah, 4 month, what will be there? So you should know that very clearly. So every quarter means every 3 month का बीच में वो withdraw करते रहेंगे, ठीक है. Quarter means 4 times it will be, okay ना. In a year your month total how many times? 12 is the number of months. Quarter means 4 will come. So 12 by 4 means how many months will come? 12 month, and quarter is the duration. So in a quarter, how many months will come? In a quarter, 3 months will come. Because quarter means number of times. Quarter times they withdraw. In a year, quarter times. Quarter means 12 months divided by 4. So in a quarter, how many months will be there? 3 months will be there. So here is the quarterly drawings given. Let's see that. Quarterly drawings में you will see that when amount are withdrawn in the beginning, in the middle and end. तीनों हम discuss कर लेते हैं. Okay. We discussed majorly for monthly withdrawal. Beginning of the month, mid of the month, end of the month. ठीक है. The same way, beginning of the quarter, mid of the quarter. Now you will understand 1 quarter means how many months? 3 months. That understanding is must. Quarter, word name only, 4 divided by 4. So 12 month को divided by into 4 segment. That is, each segment will have 3 months. Okay. Now children, Mr. B, again my partner B, he withdraws 5,000 rupees in the beginning of every quarter. What is the question? Beginning of every quarter. Of every quarter. Quarter को फिलहाल I am using capital letter. Every quarter को फिलहाल I am using every quarter का Q capital. Okay, little bit we can say. Now children, so here I am writing again April, May, okay, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then Jan, February, March. So my partner B is withdrawing in the beginning of every quarter. So beginning of every quarter, okay. So I'm dividing this into now quarters. April, May, June. ठीक है ना, इधर हो गया quarter. मेरा जुलाई, सितंबर हो गया. October, November, December हो गया. Then January, February. So beginning of April. ठीक है ना, April में withdraw कर दिया उसने. So beginning means 1 April को withdraw करेंगे. How many months are left after that? पूरा 12 month. What I am finding? Average period. Now beginning of the last quarter मेरा कब आएंगे? January, February, March में January. He will be withdrawing on 1/1 को. Then after that withdrawal, how many months are left? 3 months. So here I will write 3. So time left after first withdrawal plus time left after last withdrawal. It is a quarterly withdrawal. 1 April को withdraw करने का पूरा 12 महीने के ऊपर आपको इंटरेस्ट भरना है. But last withdrawal को you have to pay interest only on the month left. January 1st है तो January के ऊपर, February, then March. So total 12 plus 3/2, 15/2. That is 7.5. You can see in the answer. देखो, it is given as 7.5. I hope this is visible to you. Total drawing as usual, rate as usual, but your average period will become 7.5 month upon 12. This we are discussing on beginning. Now children, get into the middle. Middle में क्या है? आप देख लीजिए. I will take yellow ink, okay? Otherwise I will erase everything. Will erase. So let's see that. middle of every quarter. Okay, so let the quarter as it is, quarter को as it is here. Now see that middle of each quarter, that means here he will be withdrawing 15 May and here कब withdraw करेंगे 15 August, है ना? Here when they will withdraw 15 November is 11. Okay, here they will be withdrawing 15 February. Okay, now let's see that after May 15 को withdraw करने के बाद how many months are left? That means इधर अप्रैल एक निकल गया, मई का आधा, पूरा 12 महीने में से आप देखिए इधर मई का हाफ मंथ, जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर जनवरी पूरा. So how many months are left? Average period is equal to 11.5 months are left. Now after last withdrawal February 15 के बाद, February का आधा महीना, मार्च का पूरा, how much is left? 1.5. So it is how, what is the total? Here it is, I made a mistake. It is 10.5 will come now. क्योंकि अप्रैल पूरा महीना माइनस करो, मई का 15 दिन माइनस करो, सो 12 में से आप 1.5 महीना माइनस करेगा तो हाउ मच यू विल गेट? यू विल गेट 10.5. सो वी हैव टू बी केयरफुल व्हाइल कैलकुलेट. ओके, सो हियर 12 upon 2, what is that? 6 months. So here the average period will be, you can see that 6 months when it is withdrawn in the middle of the month. I hope this is clear to you. Now the same we are going to discuss at the end of each quarter. Let me to discuss, explain the same with the same way. We are going to discuss at the end of each quarter. Children, here when they withdraw, end of each quarter का मतलब, end of each quarter means April, May, June. June 30th को withdraw करेंगे, right? Like that September 30th, like that 31st December. फिर कब होगा? Last withdrawal होगा 31st March. Now see after first withdrawal, सबसे पहले withdrawal कब हो रहे? Every 3 month का end में, अप्रैल मई के बाद जून का end में withdraw कर दिया. फिर how many months are left? 9 months. So average period is equal to 9 months plus इधर देखो March 31st they had withdrawn. How much time is left now? Nothing is left. 0 आएगा upon 2. So this you solve, you will get 4.5 months. You can see here 4.5 months. So children, we discussed all the various cases. Now see that even it is monthly middle of the month or even quarterly middle of the month, you can see what? 6 only. दोनों में आपका average period क्या होगा? Whenever there is a middle of the quarter, middle of the month, middle of the half yearly, जो भी middle of the, in between, mid of the month, mid of the quarter, mid of the half yearly, always average period will be 6 only. If we take the financial year as full 12 month, then only, otherwise no. Clear? Now again, if you know the, you all know that in case of quarter, again I'm going to give you some tips. See that in case of quarterly middle is 6. Then you want to go to beginning of the quarter. What will you do? 6 plus 1.5. You will get 7.5. ठीक है ना? Then after that, क्योंकि now again in the end of the quarter, what will you do? You will subtract. ये मिडिल में से आप है ना, बिकॉज 3 मंथ है, उसका पीछे 1.5 महीना, आगे 1.5 महीना, और बिगिनिंग है तो आप पीछे के लिए जाओ प्लस करो, आगे के लिए तो आप क्या करेंगे? माइनस करो. 4.5 यू कैन गेट. दैट इज, यू नो, इफ यू डोंट हैव टाइम एंड यू आर सो कंफ्यूज्ड, बट आपको मालूम है हाफ मिडिल ऑफ द, है ना, क्वार्टर वगैरह है, तो आपको मालूम है एवरेज पीरियड इज 6, तो पीछे के लिए 1.5 को क्या करेंगे? प्लस, आगे के लिए माइनस करेंगे. द सेम इज अप्लीकेबल टू वेयर आल्सो in the monthly withdrawal also. This is the same is applicable every month है ना, तो every month अगर होगा तो आप देखिए, again I am coming to this only, देख सकते हैं आप लोग. every month है, देखो every month का मिडिल में क्या है? 6. अब ये मंथली है तो इधर मिडिल में से पीछे जाना है तो कितना महीना आपको पीछे जाना है? आधा महीना. सो इन द बिगिनिंग के लिए आप क्या करेंगे? 6 के साथ 0.5 ऐड करेंगे, यू विल गेट 6.5. अब आपको एंड में जाना है, इसके साथ आप क्या करेंगे? माइनस करेंगे. So you will get how much in the beginning wala? You will get a, where is that? 5.5 you will get, right? So this theory is applicable everywhere if there is a stipulated या fixed time अगर देगा तो. Now the last for the day today, when the date of withdrawal is not specified. कभी कभी आपका क्वेश्चन में ऐसा देगा, Mr. A had withdrawn rupees 3,000. A had withdrawn rupees 3,000. डेट इज नॉट मेंशन्ड. कब विड्रॉ कर दिया? बिगिनिंग ऑफ द मंथ, एंड ऑफ द मंथ, या बिगिनिंग ऑफ द क्वार्टर, एंड ऑफ द क्वार्टर, कुछ भी मेंशन नहीं किया है. Then in such case, it is assumed that amount withdrawn evenly throughout the year and interest on drawing will be charged on an average period. Average period means always 6 months. So here the 3000 multiplied by rate, suppose 10%, it will be always 6 upon 12. It should be mentioned, no date is mentioned. कब विड्रॉ किया है तब आप क्या करेंगे एवरेज या तो क्वेश्चन में he has withdrawn 3000 per annum word होगा then also what we will do per annum कब है per annum है ये कब विड्रॉ किया वो मेंशन नहीं किया है per annum word is mentioned date is not mentioned वो per annum word is also not mentioned date is also not mentioned in all these case you will calculate interest on drawings on an average period का मतलब है 6/12 I hope you are clear with this. So tomorrow, let's start the practical adjustment and it will be a fantastic experience because we will be discussing only board exam questions. Okay. So before that, I will be discussing the past adjustment. Then we will be discussing the guarantee of profit. Then we will be moving ahead. Right. So children, let's recapitulate. We started with interest on capital. Interest on capital is always an appropriation of profit. But if it is mentioned in the question as charge, even though there is a loss, you have to give. Appropriation में 3 cases. Loss है तो you will not give. Appropriation profitless. Always you will have to take the appropriation ratio or interest on capital ratio. Profit more, nothing to worry. Interest on drawing. When the withdrawal is, the time is uneven, amount is uneven. There are 2 methods, normal calculation, simple method only. How many times you had withdrawn? All that you will calculate separately. Product method, what is the formula? Total product multiplied by average period into rate of interest into 1/12. Always you will be taking that as on an average, 1 month you will take. You can see here. Now you can see that on the screen. Where is that, children? Product method. You can see here that is highlighted with black. You can see here. Now I will be taking another ink. You can see it is total product into rate by 100 into 1/12. Then all various cases. Today I taught you the majorly 3 cases. That is for beginning ka 3 case, monthly withdrawal 3 case, quarterly withdrawal. You should be able to do any type of income. Bi-monthly, 6 monthly, anything you should be able to do. Okay. So how to get the average period formula? Average period is equal to, always what is the formula? Average period is equal to time left after first withdrawal, month left after first withdrawal, days left, time left का मतलब यही है, either days left or month left, plus the time left after last withdrawal upon 2. Okay, time left after first withdrawal plus last withdrawal upon 2. Now, today we completed the session. But sometimes in the withdrawal, there is no date given. So take always an average of 6/12. So children, I hope you are clear with us today's session. And kindly go through the theory part. If you know the theory part, it will be easy for you to understand the concept. Unless you are not thorough with the theory or the concept, it will be tough for you to solve the question. So today, whatever I made, make a chart and hang it on the wall. Every day you go through that, underline, solve particular questions, pick the questions of that from your NCERT textbook and solve that. Along with NCERT, please refer board exam questions also. And you will solve only interest on capital question, interest on drawing question. So that is the tip for the day. So see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.